Hello again, everybody. Welcome to OCVarsity.com. It's time to talk about what's going on in boys water polo with, of course, Dan Albano, who's always on board, and a great guest. We've got one of the great coaches in the sport of water polo from El Toro High School, Don Stoll. And Don has coached, 7 CIF championships over your long career that goes back, 30 years, back to the Lincoln administration or something?
Well, not exactly. It's actually 40 years of
40,
coaching, but 30 at El Toro. So
very good. Well, we just recently had, the Villa Park Classic fellas. And how'd your boys look in that one, Don?
We tweaked a little bit, and we got lucky and pulled it out at the end with some 5 good games. And I think my guys learned some things that are critical because, we do have a league where there's all metal cages. So this tournament is every pool is 25 yards with metal cages. And in my league, the South Coast League, there's Dana Hills, San Clemente, Mission, and Laguna Hills all have the steel cage. We got to go double round. Mm-hmm. So that's another reason for us to be in this tournament.
Yeah, just get experience with the different types of
well, and there's also other teams come there, like Agura and Carlsbad and Cathedral Catholic from down in San Diego. And, every year programs go up and down. We try to stay consistent. It's a 5-game tournament, which is a lot of the tournaments now are 4. So I like 5 games, and the argument is, well, they're all going to be weak. If you play a 5-game tournament, you have 1 week, and then 4 good. If you play a 4-game tournament, you have 1 week and maybe 3 good games.
Yeah. Give you a chance to see different styles of when you play a tournament with wide-ranging groups like that? Well,
the style, water polo is not that diverse. I mean, there's a few things, there's zones and there's man-to-mans, and you got to deal with that. But water's 25 yards long, and sometimes there's narrowness to the pool because of the sides and different things. But you get to the big water where most pools are now going to 50 meters, and I imagine in 20 years that'll be pretty much the standard.
Yeah.
Hey Don, where do you think your team's at right now in terms of you were second at the South Coast tournament to Mater Dei, and then you guys played some great water polo. Maybe didn't see the highest end competition at Villa Park, but I mean, moving on. I mean, where you guys? Do you feel like you guys made some strides?
Well, I think we're where we want to be. We want to be in the top 4 for the seeding for CIF. I think it's important to, get a good seed. Obviously, you have to do that through your league. If you get second in league, you could end up in the, say, 5, 6, 7, 8 range. But I think we're right where we want to be. I'm happy with our progress. The kids are working really hard, and hopefully our taper will work.
Right. What's interesting about El Toro right now is that you're approaching about a week and a half from right now. You're approaching a heck of a stretch. I think water polo fans are going to be very excited about. It starts on a Friday, October 15th. You're at Corona Del Mar, 4th in the county. That Saturday, the next day, you're playing host to Newport Harbor. They're 3rd in the county. And then on a Monday, October 18th, you're home to Mater Dei, number 1 in the county right now. Maybe you're one of your growing rivals. And then later that week, the October 22nd, 23rd, you're at the North-South Challenge up in Atherton, Northern California. Coach, this is insane schedule coming up.
Well, we try to look for the best competition, and I scheduled it kind of like having another tournament with CDM, Newport, and Mater Dei in back-to-back days. We might not develop into the team that I think we're going to be, but that's going to certainly help us to go through those games, and then to go to NorCal and perhaps see Mater Dei again within the same week, because Mater Dei is going up there. You also have Murrieta Valley up there. You've got teams that, like Los Alamitos, will be going up there from the south. There's 7 or 8 teams from the south that are going up there are really in the top in the state right now. So that whole week will be pretty intense for our guys, but that's what we want.
Man, I wish football teams did that, where they scheduled like water polo does. Before they get to the playoffs, the top 4 teams in the county will play each other multiple times.
Well, we've actually played some teams 5 times in a year. When you go to all the tournaments and you play them, maybe you have them on your schedule and you got to see them in CIF, you can see them 5 times. You really get to know each other pretty well. So by the time you get to the finals of CIF, if that's where you meet, then you should be able to know pretty much what the other team's going to do.
Yeah, it's easy to rank teams.
It definitely, and it's great for the water polo fans. It builds a lot of interest in the sport.
Yep.
I think the El Toro Mater Dei rivalry is building some interest in the sport. Hey Don, can you talk about a couple of your guys this year that you think you're excited about? You got a very talented goalie. Garrett Danner, MVP of the Villa Park Classic. Russell Renteria, one of the better seniors probably in the country right now.
Well, we're lucky. We have, I think our top 10 players are very, very talented players. We do have a feeder program that's been gracious to our program. You know, the set program feeds us kind of like in the 90s to 95 to 2005. You had those, you know, Long Beach Wilson was getting fed players from the shore program. We've got that going right now, and so I've got, you know, Russell Renteria is probably one of the best 2-meter players in Orange County. There's been a lot of play about Bonani. Bonani's averaging 5 or 6 goals a game, and you know, Russell's also at 5 or 6. He's got 52 goals right now. Danner, I've coached for 40 years, and I've coached some great goalies, but I think Garrett Danner is truly the finest I've ever had the pleasure of coaching, and not to mention that he's not only is he good at blocking, but he's very good at passing.
Right.
We really forced the counterattack with him in there. And then Joey Colton, I think he's one of the finest perimeter defensive players I've ever had the opportunity to coach. So we're gifted. We got all the ingredients. We also have a nice lefty in Joey Fuentes. I got Zach Nelson and Eric Silcock and Kyle Norheim and Logan Chappell, who was MVP of the 16 and under JOs this summer. So we're pretty gifted through the top 8 or 9, 10 guys.
Excellent. Well, it sounds like you've got quite a team going over there, Don, and you know, a lot going on with water polo. Again, these teams play each other so much. It's such a fun sport to keep track of, and I know you guys are going to do quite well. And as we look forward to everything getting ready as the playoffs approach, just about 6 weeks away. So we appreciate Don being with us. Dan, thanks again, and you can keep track of everything that's going on at boys water polo here in Orange County. Dan Albano is always updating the blog. Got a lot of great video on there and all the schedules and results here at ocvarsity.com, where we've got you covered.